everybody, I'm Claudio and welcome to Homemade Japanese. Today I'm teaming up with my wife Yuko to show you how to prepare a super delicious and incredibly easy to make Japanese pork dish called Buta Kakuni, which can be translated as slow cooked pork belly. Originally from Okinawa, this dish will introduce you to a whole new way of enjoying pork. You could even make it part of your regular menu, but since it takes time to make, it is probably better if you save it for special occasions. In our case, we decided to save it for our New Year's Eve dinner. Let's start with the ingredients. To prepare this dish, you're going to need pork belly. You will find it already cut in rectangles like this in the meat department of most Chinese or Asian supermarkets. Just make sure to pick the boneless version, as they also sell it with bones in it, and to pick the smallest size available. It will still be enough to feed 4 to 6 people. And it's not expensive at all. We bought it at $3.99 per pound, regular price, and that's Canadian dollars, as we live in Mississauga, Ontario. Boiled eggs. You can add as many boiled eggs as you want, it's up to you. Soy sauce. You will need to add 12.5% of the amount of water you used to cook in soy sauce. For this example, we used 1 liter of water, so we added 125 milliliters or half a cup of soy sauce. You can buy it at any Asian supermarket. For better tasting, use a Japanese brand like Kikkoman or Yamasha. Cooking sake. You will need to add 5% of the amount of water you used to cook in cooking sake. For this example, we used 1 liter of water, so we added 50 milliliters of cooking sake. You will also find it at any Asian supermarket. Look for the label that says cooking rice liquor and stick to Japanese brands. If you have actual drinking sake, that's even better. The higher the level of alcohol, the softer the meat will be once it's cooked. Brown sugar. For this example, we added 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. You can use more or less depending on the amount of meat you're cooking. Ginger. Peel it, cut it in slices, and add a few to the meat while you're cooking it. It's up to you how many slices you want to add. Garlic. Peel a few cloves of garlic and add them whole to the meat while you're cooking. It's up to you how many cloves you want to add. Honey. You will need to add 6% of the amount of water you used to cook in honey. For this example, we used 1 liter of water, so we added 60 milliliters of honey. Chinese leek. For this example, you will need 2 Chinese leeks. Aluminum foil. You will need a sheet of aluminum foil that's long enough to work as a lid for the pot you use to cook the meat. Alright, now that we have all our ingredients ready, let's show you step by step how to prepare the dish. First, cut the pork belly. It will probably help if you use a sharper knife than the one we're using here. Cut it in small rectangles, and you don't need to discard anything as you will eat it all, the meat, the fat, and the skin. Next, cook lightly all pork belly rectangles in a non-stick pan. You don't need to add oil as they have a lot of fat in them, and that will substitute the oil. Make sure to cook all pieces on all sides, as this will seal each piece and keep the flavor inside. Put all cooked pieces in a preheated Dutch oven and add the 2 Chinese leeks. It doesn't matter if they look ugly because you just got them out of the freezer like the ones you see here. Then add enough water to cover all the meat in the pot. The Chinese leek won't add flavor to the dish, but instead absorb the stinky smell of the meat. You will discard them later. Bring the water to a boil, then lower the heat to about 40% and let it cook for 30 minutes. Make sure to discard any foam that comes out. After 30 minutes of cooking, discard the Chinese leeks and take the meat out of the Dutch oven and put it in a colander or a plate. Then discard the water. Next, put the Dutch oven back on the stove and add the meat, the boiled eggs, the garlic, 1 liter of water, the brown sugar, the honey, the ginger, and mix all the ingredients a little bit. Then get the aluminum foil sheet and open a few holes in it and use it to cover the Dutch oven as if it was a lid. Oh, and don't forget to add the cooking sake, as we just did. Heat everything at 50% until bubbles start to come out, then lower the heat to about 30% and cook for 2 hours, and make sure to clean any foam that comes out. After 2 hours of cooking, add the soy sauce and cook for 1 more hour. The soy sauce will harden the meat, so make sure you don't add it before this point. Once the final hour has passed, turn off the heat and let the dish rest. Technically, you can eat it right away, but it's better to let it rest overnight so the meat really sucks in the flavor of the seasoning. Ideally, the amount of water left after 3 hours of cooking should be about 30% of the original amount. In this case, we have too much water left, but that doesn't affect the flavor of the meat, so you don't need to worry. The day after, just reheat the Dutch oven, take out the amount of meat you want to eat and serve it in a plate. You can cut the boiled eggs in half to make them easier to eat and also to make the dish look better. Then eat and enjoy. The end result is a meat so soft and delicious that it will melt in your mouth. As I mentioned earlier, you can also eat the skin and the fat, which after so many hours of cooking and the seasoning used, won't affect your health or weight. In regards to side dishes, you are free to choose what you want to eat it with. In our case, we went with baked potatoes, a cold tuna and broccoli salad, white Japanese rice, and miso soup. We hope you enjoyed this video and that you venture yourself to make this dish on your next special occasion. Don't forget to click the like button, to subscribe to our channel to watch more homemade Japanese dishes in the future, and to let us know your questions and feedback in the comment section below. You can also follow us in Instagram at homemadejapanese2019 and email us at homemadejapanesefood@gmail.com. Thanks for watching!